So first question, can you tell me what is crypto?
Yes, sir. So, if you have to understand crypto, we have to first look at what is blockchain. So, blockchain is the underlying technology of crypto. So, saying crypto is the entire blockchain, which many people have a perception about, is like saying that it's like saying that Gmail is the entire internet, but that's wrong. So, we have to understand the basic technology, which is blockchain. And if talking briefly about blockchain, blockchain is the third or the second generation of the internet. We call it Web 3 as well, and it's solving the two problems which the internet could not. One is privacy and second is trust. It does it via various ways. So for example, if I talk about the Bitcoin as a blockchain, every 10 minutes there's a block forming of the data that's been stored in Bitcoin, and it's added to the and every 10 minutes a block is forming, and it's all connected via a chain. So what happens is, that is why it's called a blockchain. So the first block has a hash, unique hash, and when the second block comes into play, it also has a unique hash. Now the first block's hash goes into the second hash as the previous block's hash. Now what happens is that if I want to hack or manipulate the data in one of the blocks, I'll have to go to the block which has just been formed and then hack the other block, another block, and eventually I have to hack every block till I've reached that particular block. So it's very secure in that way, and it's sort of enabling the new technology. And this now let's understand what and why was crypto formed. So when this technology was forming, the idea how a block will come into play, that will come through mining, and mining needs a lot of computer power. And the sole maker of this technology understood that you need to give incentive to the person who's mining it, because mining for mining you need a lot of power, a lot of money. So in that context, what he did was that when a person mines the block, he gets some value in place. So that time he gave a Bitcoin in place of mining the block, so as an incentive to mine the block, and that is where crypto came into play. So cryptocurrency is nothing but a digital asset, which is sort of a digital currency, you can say, and that's what it basically is.
So what is the legal framework around crypto and how secure it is?
Okay, so talking about the Indian context, approximately Indians hold 6 lakh crore rupees into the crypto industry, making them one of the biggest people in the world to hold it. So talking about the legal framework, as of now there is no specific legal regulation on the legal framework on this, but there are regulations which are coming into play, and taxation has already come into play. It has 30% taxation plus 1% TDS. However, the legalization aspect of this is not clear, but in the forthcoming years we are sure to see that there will be some legalities based around it. The issue with it is that the government cannot control the supply and the liquidity of cryptocurrency. That is why the government is skeptical about it. And another aspect is that government is launching a digital rupee, which is another foot forward towards the whole ecosystem. So I feel that banning it is in a way not possible, or is very bad for the Indian economy per se. And I don't think the government will ban it, but yeah, there will sure be high taxation and regulations on the same.
And what additional advantage does one get from modeling crypto, and why should you hold it instead of any other currency? Sorry.
Sure. So for this, I'd like to give an example. One guy from South India, back in 2015, I guess, bought $5,000 of crypto, and he's a billionaire today. So this is just a small thing. So what I'd like to tell here is that this market is growing, and for example, I'll tell it to you by an example. So right now we are moving into a virtual world which holds more value than the real world today. For example, NFTs are something which are booming. You talk to online friends more than your neighbors. A blue tick on Instagram is much more valuable than a Lamborghini these days. So we are already sort of adopting this virtual world, and when we move into this virtual world, we will see that the virtual currencies are the one which will sort of have the greater value or the greater role to play. And I guess that is where a significant amount of people will be benefiting from this technology, Henceforth, I feel that if we look 10 years or 20 years down the line, this will be a big thing, and this will be like a legal tender into the metaverse or the virtual world we are talking about. And henceforth, it's very important, and it's very, I'll say, very good for everybody holding it for the long term right now. And yeah, that's the basic thing.
Can crypto be a legal tender in India, according to you? And where do you see it 10 years down the line?
Okay, talking about talking about crypto being a legal tender, I feel that crypto won't be considered as a legal tender. Even I mean, already El Salvador is considering Bitcoin as a legal tender, but I don't see other countries or a lot of countries adopting it as a legal tender. And I feel that's right, because Bitcoin or any other crypto is not meant to be a legal tender. It's actually solving the problem of paying people into the virtual world, not in the real world. Obviously, we know the volatility and everything considered, that it's not appropriate to even consider it as a legal tender, because eventually, if the volume of Bitcoin goes down, the economy as a whole goes down as well, and it's very volatile. So again, there are a lot of fluctuations. So according to the Bitcoin, or the value of any crypto which will be considered as a legal tender, will be directly linked to the country's economy. Henceforth, I don't feel it will be considered as a legal tender, but it will be very useful in the virtual world and doing payments there.
And what does your company Organized Crypto do? How does it function?
Okay, so for this I'll tell you two things. First is, an average Indian, educated Indian, gets a return of approximately 8 to 10% per annum, which is considered really good. And some don't even get a single rupee in return. We wish to change this scenario and give out a return of at least 30 to 40% on their investment, which can go as high as 500 or 600% depending on the risk appetite. We'll do this by investing people's money into what we think is the future, which is cryptocurrency. Now, why we think that this can grow as a whole system is, let's consider the example of mutual funds. So for a person who is investing into the mutual funds is indirectly bidding for the growth of the country. How? Most of the mutual fund companies invest people's money into the Sensex or the Nifty, which are the top 50 and the top 30 companies of the stock market. Now, if the top 50 or the top 30 countries, top 30 companies of the country grow, the country as a whole grows, and vice versa. Now, the thing with Bitcoin is, or a mutual fund for crypto which I'm trying to build, is that we are not bidding on the growth of a specific country, because of the whole decentralization and the technology, underlying technology blockchain. It is totally decentralized, which is essentially that we are not bidding on a specific country, rather we are bidding on the growth of the entire world. So basically what we do is, we take people's money, we invest it on their behalf into the crypto market using our expertise. We have a board of advisors as well, and give them out these kind of returns which we are planning to give in the long term.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.